All right. Hello, my lovely humans. So, I was thinking about what to share this week, and I had a few different topics in mind, but I wanted to talk about something that is happening right now. So, my feeling is that even as an empath, as you get further along your journey, you may find that individual people may not have such a deep effect on you. However, you will still likely be affected by the collective energies. And maybe there will be a time that you find that you can overcome that too. But becoming aware of them are really important. So right now we have the Scorpio new moon. It was actually an eclipse as well. So that happened on Tuesday, and it is now Thursday. So I wanted to bring this up because everybody that I know right now is exhausted. So like flatlined, they have a cold, there a lot of stuff from the past is coming up. There is anxiety about the future. And it feels like a lot. But I wanted to share this because if you are going through this as well, just know you're not alone in feeling this. And sometimes that is so helpful because you get to know and understand that you're not alone in your experience and your feeling. And it is something that is moving through the collective so we can release, we can purge what's no longer serving us, and we can move forwards with new and lighter energy. Scorpio is all about transformation, and that's where we're at, but it looks super messy right now. This is probably the first day in the last 2 weeks that I have not been just zonked out, sleeping, sitting on the couch, and I will admit I had some good days of just binging on Netflix, but that is what I needed to do to shut down my brain and my nervous system and just let the energy do what it needed to do. So, how do you know the difference between something that is personal and something that is collective? And now this is important because sometimes when it's personal, we actually need to do specific work to shift the energy. And I find when it's something that's collective, sometimes we need to embrace that energy in a different way. So let me give an example here. So if I am stuck in a certain quality of energy, whether I gave too much or whether I have some of my own stories coming up or some of my own beliefs, there is work that I can do, whether that be meditation, yoga, or some type of movement, or breath work, or I find journaling one of the most helpful things for me, just writing things out, whatever comes up. It's a way to let go, release, and like purge some of those strong emotions. So that helps me to shift my energy. And sometimes that is needed. However, when it is a collective and this energy is running through everybody, and not everybody will be conscious of it, but the more sensitive you are, you're going to be helping the planet transmute those energies. So sometimes, like I had a day last week where I was like, okay, I'm just going to push through. I'm going to go, work somewhere else. Sometimes I'll work at a cafe just so I don't have any distractions, and I'm gonna move through this. I'm gonna shift my energy. I'm gonna get myself going. And even after doing that, I still felt equally as exhausted. There was nothing that I could do, going for walks, spending time in nature, that was helping me to shift. So in that case, all I could do was embrace the energy. I could no longer resist this urge to rest. And I know so many people, their bodies are calling for rest. So when you think of the energies, so we are energy. Our world is energy. We have a solar system, a universe that is made up of energy. And we know that the planets are always coming into contact with us in different ways, coming in and moving away. So they do have an effect on our energetic bodies. And so we can resist it. We can resist everything that's coming up. We can resist this need to rest, or we can embrace it and actually move through it faster. And sometimes when we're in rest, our body has the ability to adapt to the new energy. And sometimes that's why we're so exhausted, because it's an unfamiliar energy that's coming through. And sometimes in those quiet times, that's when we can actually see and reflect and maybe gain a new perspective. Even when there's emotional upheaval, that's a process of letting go. That's a process of understanding. That's a process of maybe gaining clarity of next steps, right? So it can be a little bit of work to understand what is yours and what is collective, right? And it's the same type of thing when you're asking what's my emotion and what's someone else's emotion. This is sort of the next step of that. So I've started at a sort of a different level rather than at the beginning here. But touch base with other people. Touch base with people in your community, touch base with friends that are also sensitive. There's so many different people online that are always talking about either astrology or frequencies or what's happening. And I really suggest, if you are a sensitive or empathic person, to tune in with that, because sometimes it literally feels like you're crazy. I've been there. Or, why can't I keep up with everybody else? How come I'm not further ahead? How come I'm always being affected by these things? And when you're sensitive, it's like you're always processing more energy. You're always feeling things on a greater level than everybody else. It's not that they're not experiencing it, but they don't have that same kind of awareness or sensitivity to actually bring it and ground it through their body. So it's like you are transmuting energy for everybody. So the aspect of this too is like you are doing big work, not only for yourself, but for the collective. Now, the empaths, the starseeds, the sensitives, the light workers, however you want to put that label on yourself. We are the ones who are said to be the next leaders, not because we lead with ego or force or, this is what we need to do next, but we are leading from a place of understanding. We're leading from a place of feeling and sensitivity of this doesn't feel right, or this is what is coming next, or this is how I perceive and feel the future to be for all of us, right? And there's a lot of heavy energy, especially in the last couple of years for multiple reasons. And it can be a challenge to stay above that. And it can be a challenge to stay aligned and be in the light. But if it feels like that is all you are doing, even if you have another career, there's something else that you're doing in life, if you're a parent, you are already doing a lot just by anchoring in this energy, anchoring in these frequencies, and holding this frequency of energy. So let yourself transform. Let yourself unravel. Let yourself see who you really are. And that is so important, right? So again, something that is ours, there's emotional connection, there's a story behind it. We may be the only ones that are feeling this particular energy, whereas if it's collective, a lot of people will be experiencing it. It will align with certain astrological events or shamanic frequencies. You can even look that up. So be able to decipher the difference so you can know, do I need to shift, or is this something that I need to allow to integrate and move through me, right? So I just wanted to pull a couple cards to complete. So as we shift through these heavier energies and these heavier frequencies, where are we going? What are we meant to see? Because a lot of this shift right now is heavy for people. There's a lot coming up. Some of us have been going through it for like the last 4 or 5 months. I know some people where it is more recent, like they kind of got hit with it all at once. But where are we going? What are we transmuting? This is so interesting. So this is more of a message just to confirm what we need to do right now. So this says, earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. There we go. Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time in nature. All right, so that's what I've been saying, is that need to slow down. And again, if you can spend time in nature, do that, because the earth has a particular frequency and it has been changing. So sometimes we actually need to energetically reconnect to that. And it can be tiring, to be honest. But the earth also holds wisdom. I don't know if you have heard the saying, but there are those of us that are bringing in the new earth. So a new way of being together in community, a new way of going about business, spirituality, how we treat the earth, how we treat each other. And it's meant to be a lot more heart-centered and harmonious. So as we unravel our programming, as we let go of our trauma, we are able to accept ourselves and accept others and live from a more heart-centered space. So with this message I wanted to bring through, please be kind to yourself right now. If you've been resisting the rest, please sink into it. It is what you truly need right now. So let me know how you are feeling with this. You can comment below. Hopefully this resonates. This seems to be moving through a lot of people I know and within the community. And if you are in need of assistance, book a reading with me or a Reiki session. On my website, it is my online services, or you can email me directly to set up an in-person session if you are in the Niagara region. So don't be afraid to ask for support if you need it. All right. So in a few days, the monthly energy update is coming, so there'll be a little bit more information. And if there's anything that you want to know about empaths or moving through trauma, also put that below, because I'm going to be talking about a new subject every week, every couple of days, especially as things come up. All right, so hopefully that was useful for you. Talk soon.